another request. It's a fairly commonly requested video. I've touched on the subject before for sure, but on being careful with expats here and why you would care. Why would you do that? I guess there's lots of good reasons. I'll try to remember them off the top of my head. I generally don't make a lot of notes when I do this. I just kind of keep it extemporaneous so I don't add too much of my own personal bias. I'm going to do that anyways, but I try to keep that to a minimum. So I'll tell you, the first thing that I noticed when I arrived to Thailand was the expats were, by and large, extremely, and I'll say extremely unfriendly. And I didn't understand why. I had assumed, we're a minority here, we're a small minority here, and I had kind of assumed we would behave maybe in a way like I see various minority groups, whether it's an ethnic minority or a subgroup of people that are into, whatever it is. They tend to kind of regard each other a little bit more, and that is the opposite of what you're going to find here. They're wary of you. They were wary of me, and now I'm wary of them. Because at first I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought maybe friendly, no. And I think a lot of it probably, what I think the boil down on that is I think a lot of it centers around the reasons why somebody retired to Thailand in the first place. And a lot of the reasons really aren't good, I was surprised to hear, there's people talking about a lot of guys come here and they're not even attracted to Asian women. Well, why would you? Well, it's just money only, I guess. It just, it feels like a lot of these guys. This isn't literally true, obviously, but it feels like a lot of these guys have been run out of every other decent place on the planet, and they ended up here until they get run out of here. I think a lot of people struggle with alcohol. I see that an awful lot. I mean, more often than not, somebody that I get to know here, just peripherally. I don't get to know anybody quickly. Everybody is way back over there, and maybe I'll see you in a month or two, maybe I won't. That's how I do it now, and I would advise you to do the same. But as I bumped into the same guy a couple times somewhere at a restaurant or wherever, and they were drunk one time, and they're drunk the next time, and they're getting drunk the next time you see them, I don't know about other substance abuse issues. I'm just kind of ignorant of all that stuff. It's just not my thing. I'm into health and fitness, all that. So it's just not an area that I explore. But there's certainly got to be drugs and things and pills. And I know there's a lot of pills come here from Myanmar, the former Burma. Myanmar, it's the dumbest name of all time, but whatever. They bring a lot. Most of the pills, I guess, that come into Thailand come in through Myanmar. Synthetic heroin, and they make all kinds of things like that, I guess, and they're really bad. I guess they're evil people that make drugs don't make nice ones. How about that? What a shocker. So but I certainly see people who are just like blind stoned on something pretty regularly. And then I see your behavioral issues. People that maybe don't know how to behave in polite company elsewhere. Maybe they just come here. I don't know, but I see a lot of people with serious, and I mean like, someone's loud. Okay, I don't like loud people, but okay, whatever, or someone's got a little typical personality flaws. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone who's spontaneously borderline violent. Okay, I'm talking about people that are really odd, what I would call socially unacceptable. I would be super embarrassed to be seen with them back in the States, and I sure as heck have been embarrassed a couple of times when someone's standing or sitting next to me and they start going off on God knows what tangent. So there's that. And all that can reflect on you. In Thailand, its looks are super important. I keep saying that, and I'm going to keep saying that because you can just help yourself a ton by trimming your nose and your ear hair and shaving every day. You should shave every day in Thailand. I was a skip shaving, shave twice a week guy. I did the stubble thing. I like that. It suited me. It was considered acceptable in Detroit, and it was easy. But here I shave and I've never shaved every day in my life before ever. So that's important. But it's important how you look, okay? But then it's really important how it looks, what you're doing, who you're with. How does that look as a picture? Imagine someone going by you sitting somewhere with whomever you might be sitting with or just next to, you're not even with that group, you're just sitting next to them. But if someone were to drive by and take a photo and look at that and analyze that, like at the CIA right there, or the FBI behavioral analysis, they got those TV shows, and what would they impart from that photo? That's what the Thais are thinking of you. That's what they're thinking of you. So if these guys are drunk and loud and you're just sitting next to them, they're going to say you were drunk and loud too. I'm not kidding. That's not an exaggeration. That's what's going to go through your village, or your any Thais that know you, that have seen you or heard about this. Oh, that guy, wears the orange shirt or whatever. Yeah, he was over there with those guys, and he's a loud idiot too. And maybe you don't care, but maybe you're dating a lady who does care. Or maybe you're trying to date, and you all these things take your social pay grade down, in my opinion. A nice lady doesn't want problems. They might be desperate for a foreigner. Some women get into a social position where they're a bit desperate for a foreigner. A number of Fawn's friends, and boy, I got to be careful how I say that any further, have certainly been in that situation. They have not chosen wisely, and they end up with a lot of problems. Anyway, it's not going to go. In no way are you helping yourself, obviously, by doing these kinds of things. So being wary of foreigners, so you can ruin your good reputation. Foreigners do scam each other. They kind of wheedle money. You get people mooching money off you at a bar or wherever. I hear that's super common. Why else am I cautious of? I don't want to waste my time. I'm enjoying my days and my retirement, and my focus is on. Right now, my focus is on me first. Okay, it's just me. And I've got my rehab I'm doing. I'm finally gotten a little bit better. Basically just better enough to allow me to do more rehab. Before I was stuck in this loop of trying to rehab, and I get injured doing the rehab, and I had to kick myself out of rehab for like 3 months and try again. And finally, as apparently a slow learner, but I'm joking, this is very difficult, but now I'm making progress. So that's my priority. And then I like my motorcycling, and then I spend all kinds of time with Fawn. I love I'm kind of up to like once a week now, doing a nice dinner date somewhere, dressing up a little bit, have her look real pretty, put some makeup on. Normally she's a no makeup traditional Thai village lady, but she did ask for some makeup, and I bought her some, and she used it, and it's pretty to see her made up from time to time. I think she doesn't honestly need it. She's really pretty anyways, but you get the idea. That's fun. And I do a little bit with her boys. I have a handful of friends that are actual nice people. I go enjoy their company. But, I don't need a ton of conversation to be happy. I'm really happy taking a walk by myself. I find my own thoughts and I find my own interests rather interesting. And I text back and forth with my son every day, and we have a lot of overlapping interests. And he's an extremely keen intellect, and he's very stimulating and interesting to hear his thoughts on things. And I guess I get all that. So it's another reason I guess I'm careful. I don't want to waste my time. I feel like I'm missing something here, though. Let me try and think. I think it's going to be kind of a downer, because you end up sort of forced to listen to somebody blather on about how drunk they got 2 weeks ago or something, or they'll do took. Looking down. It translates literally to look cheap, but it means to look down on somebody, or what they say socially, punching down on other people. If you're familiar with those phrases, I imagine. A lot of foreigners, I'm going to say the majority that I've met, unfortunately, they're big into the do took, and the Thais are very sensitive to that. Remember, image and saving face is very important here. Being do tooked, you're not saving face. And let me stress, they do not like saving face. They do not like it, not one bit. And if you're hanging around guys like that, the Thais overhear that, and most understand more English than you realize. Your average Thai understands a lot more English than they will let on. Not because they're deceiving you, it's because they're shy, and once they say they know English, well, now they expect themselves to be fluent, and very few Thais are fluent. Fawn is, but and Davo's wife is. But it's rare. It's got to be out here, and it can't be more than 1 in 100. It's less than that. Actually, way less than 1 in 100. But they do understand. And when you start saying certain key words, you know, and you're saying, you know, ties this or that, they know those words. And anyways, it just really, it just makes it hard for you. You know, nice ladies will stay away from guys like that. So I guess that's kind of, so somebody was asking, you know, why I avoid foreigners. So I guess it's things like that. It brings baggage. It brings baggage, and I don't need baggage. I checked all mine as much as I could a while back. I'm not looking for extra. So yeah, I think that's kind of where it's at. So. Oh, interesting on social stuff. Usani just texted me. She was asking if I want to teach an English class of some Thai. So, again, I'm kind of limited in my mobility in that, but maybe it's an iPad class, and maybe I said I could probably do something 1 hour a week. It's very hard for me to say at this day and time I know I'll be okay. I won't be in a lot of pain. Throughout the day I manage it and I lay down when I have to, and I want to go on all about that all the time. But to set a date and go here, I'll be good then. That's more difficult because I gotta prepare for that. So, but I might try and do that. It'd be fun. Anyhow, so that's that. There's your answer to the question. Hope that worked up. I think of something else, I'll edit. Thanks. Feudal. I love this shirt. I had this custom made, by the way. If you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, you'll get the joke. It's I'd rather be at the LaQuint Dickey Mining Company, which. It's a pretty inappropriate joke, but it's what it is. I love the shirt. Daniel and I each have matching ones. I went with the highlighter yellow. And look at how big I used to be, though. I got a poor cousin Yui's going to have her work cut out for her on this one. Anyways, futile attempt at capturing the morning light coming up, number 212 or something. Oh, hey. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Look at that. You actually kind of you can see it a little bit. There you go. I'm sure the image is super grainy, but there's almost no light to film by. It's amazing. I can get anything. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.